Good morning. Thank you for joining me again. We're looking at Psalm 42, and today we're going to be reading from verse 2 and 3. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my food day and night, while they continually say to me, where is your God? And we learned from our previous devotional that the person being described in this psalm feels that they are so far from the presence of God. And usually in the days of the Old Testament, the presence of God was associated with the temple of Jerusalem, which was at the heart of the nation. So to be away from the temple, to be unable to go up to the temple to worship, meant to be kept from the presence of God. And we don't know the exact circumstances that kept this person away, but we can sense their despair, we can sense their desperation, their longing for the courts of the Lord, for the presence of God. And so they're just going to elaborate a little bit more on that situation. In verse 2 he says, my soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? And in the same way that this person is questioning, when will I be able, how long will this situation last? How long must I go through this difficult season in my life? How long until I can sense the presence of God again, until this cloud, this dark cloud, these challenges that have overshadowed me, how long until they move on and I can sense your presence again, God? Until my heart is filled with joy and I can sing your praises with joy again. Ever found yourself in that position? Well, hopefully you can relate to what the psalmist is saying here. And friends, as I said during the previous devotional, it's not that I'm wishing bad things on anyone, but there are seasons in your walk, in our walk with the Lord, that we have to go through things that we do not understand. There can be very dark places. There can be times of despair, a time of confusion. And how does he describe that? He says, my tears have been my food day and night. I'm continuously saddened. I'm continuously grieving because of the things that I'm going through. Ever felt that? You know, the fact is that he was feeling abandoned. He was feeling far from where he wanted to be. Far from those moments of joy and victory. Weeping day and night. And just to add to his woes, he says, while they continually say to me, where is your God? And it seems here, it seems to indicate that there are people keeping him from going to the temple. There could have been enemies of Israel who were driving them into exile. But he was being kept against his will, kept from coming to the temple of the Lord to bring his worship and to enjoy the presence of God. And the worst is that they were tormenting him. Where is your God? Where is your God? Have you ever heard those words from people who are around you, people who do not believe in the Lord, and they see you going through certain things? And sadly, sometimes the conclusion they reach, well, if you're going through those things, if you're weeping, if you're going through struggles and difficulties, then surely there is no God. Where is your God? Where is this good God that you talk about? And that just adds to the pressure, doesn't it? But I want to leave the question with you today. Where is your God? Because we're going to discover that God is not just with us in the moments of our victory and our joy, friends. God is with us in the most difficult times, walking through the most difficult seasons with us. He sustains us during those times. Yes, they may be difficult. Yes, the tears may be falling. Yes, you may be crying out in despair and desperation. You may be confused. But I want to encourage you. He has promised in his word that he will never leave nor forsake us. So yes, you may not feel that joy that you once felt. You may be struggling right now, but keep going. You may be asking the question, when shall I come and appear before God? When is this all going to be over? Well, let me encourage you, it will be one day. it is but for a season. You will know, once again, the presence of God. If he's taken you in or allowed you to go in, he will bring you out. And what's more, he will bring you out stronger with a greater understanding of his presence. Not just on the mountaintops, but in the valleys that we go through as well. So, again, just hold that thought for now. We're going to pick up this psalm. We're going to learn a bit more, even more about these circumstances during our next devotional. So may God bless you and have a wonderful day.